Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. Man, Patrick and Hazel, I didn't know you felt that way about me. I would speak to you more often. No, thank you so much for those kind remarks. Humbling. Wow, it's amazing to hear people talk about you like that and the impact. So thank you, both of you, for honoring me tonight. And El-Hibri, thank you so much. I want to thank God for using the El-Hibri Foundation as a vehicle for tonight's gathering. It is through the mercy of God that we're able to gather. So again, I want to thank you for those words. Funny story, when I first started at Iman, and it includes two dear brothers and mentors when I first started, Rami and Nashashibi, Dr. Rami Nashashibi, and Kyle Ishmael, at the time was associate director. It was my first day as an intern, and I was excited to get started on the work. When Rami said, okay, Shamar, we're excited to have you here in typical Rami fashion. Follow me to the back. He took me outside to the back of the building, and he said, now, brother, the first thing we need to have done is we need this shed to be cleaned out. I'm thinking in my head, wait, a shed? So here I am, I'm expecting some very programmatic task. He wants me to clean the shed out. Then later that day, I bumped into Kyle, who says, brother, Shamar, welcome. I have a really important job to add to your list next. Me again expecting some profound directive. Look as Kyle opens the constant contacts database and asks me, hey, brother Shamar, you think you can organize it and clean it for me? We really need this to be cleaned out. And now I was like, wait, did I sign up for cleaning sheds and organizing constant contact databases? Like, man, I'm excited to be here. But again, I'm honored, I'm humbled by the El-Hibri Foundation to be standing in front of you tonight. And I greet you with the best of greetings, assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. For those who may not have heard, my name is Shamar Hemphill. I'm one of the Iman's associate directors and had the pleasure of serving for almost 13 years. To be quite honest, I'm shocked that anybody saw my contributions when you're running with LeBron James, i.e. Dr. Rami Nashashibi. But Rami has been so much of a mentor, a colleague, a brother, and I've learned so much from him. But I wouldn't be standing in front of you all tonight if it wasn't for the experience of growing up, watching my mother display the highest level of generosity. She would open her doors to other young people in the community while having 4 kids of her own. Any given night, it can end up 20 people sleeping at our house. I learned quickly to share even when I didn't want to. I was told constantly, Shamar, you can only have 1 plate and wait until others get their food first. I remember thinking, man, most of the people who living in this house ain't even my real family. Why I gotta wait? But this is how I first experienced community and the actual meaning of wanting for your brothers and sisters what you will want for yourself. These moments instill values and principles like dignity, mercy, and compassion for people dealing with hardship and thinking beyond their own self-interest. That is the approach I take every day in this work for the past 15 years. It takes working alongside those who come from many different walks of life. In a world of community organizing, it's all about developing relationships and trust while working in the self-interest of communities and people who are directly affected. A lot of my training comes from organizing and interfaith alliances across the issues such as immigration, criminal justice reform, housing, food justice, just to name a few. We don't see issues as just, a Latino issue or an African American issue, but we see it as a human rights issue. And as I reflect, I'm reminded at this time at Iman when we came up with this bright idea of a strategy to help educate residents around living healthier lifestyles as a part of our corner store campaign. We will be out front, in front of partner stores with residents, leaders, and organizers, staff, passing out smoothies, nutrition education material, working with local produce providers to stock produce in the front of the store to rival the abundance of junk food. The only caveat that this will be happening in Ramadan, in the middle of the hot summer. And I'm thinking, why is this a great idea again? We got to be out here around food and drink to get people to make better food choices while I myself is hungry and thirsty. And there was a flash reminder in my head, my mother saying, Shamar, it's not only about you, but again, this was the moment early in my organizing career that helped me understand the term self-interest. This was an effort to provide low-income communities of color that can make smarter decisions around purchasing healthier alternatives to eating low nutritional products. Ever since we launched our Refresh the Hood initiative almost a decade ago, our partner stores have been selling out of produce every year and changed their business practices in regard to the store layout, product selection, and customer practice. And it dawns on me at times that I've helped develop one of the most unique campaign approaches to working with corner store owners and African-American residents to see their larger collective self-interest around rebuilding a healthier ecosystem in communities on the south and west sides of Chicago. The campaign has since touched over 200 stores, signed on over 60 partner stores over the past 8 years. This is the work of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, what he used to do, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He'd find himself in the middle of disputes, trying to get people to see themselves in each other in order to build communities. And it is Iman as a vehicle that has been doing that that work for over 22 years, becoming a vehicle of inspiration for communities, getting closer to envisioning what safety, housing, accessing high quality, affordable healthcare can really look like when people are committed to justice and working towards dignified communities. Just yesterday, we celebrated a major milestone in the organization for being the only health center selected in the state of Illinois to become a designated federally qualified health center in this round of selections. It took over 10 years. It took over 10 years of organizing to get there as a part of a larger movement around community health centers in this country. We've passed legislation around parole reform, which was one of the first in the state of Illinois. We all in this room tonight have to remember it is in our collective self-interest to see communities like this one that I'm describing prosper and become a better version of itself. Let's continue to challenge ourselves to do more, become more proximate to the work, tap into our special gifts, talents to help us win. Invest in organizations like Iman to be a model, that it becomes a model for communities, that they too can see themselves genuinely being part of a larger table, a larger America that they can see themselves prospering in. So I want to thank El-Hibri for this tremendous honor, the board and staff at Iman, allies and partners who have supported me through this journey. Assalamu alaikum, thank you and good night.